So what we're going to do, I think this is how it happens. I'm going to duly ask our Honourable Mayor, Mr. Michael Situ, to come and cut the ribbon and for us to have a start. And then we can go inside and we can network, we can talk, we can tell you, you can hear from some of the people that have made this happen within the council, board members, architects, and everything else, and also the people of the council. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Not just one over.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If we will keep it alive, it's the sum of the small parts that makes the whole. That's what I believe in. No one person can make this happen. Also, I just forgot, nearly forgot, I also want to say a big thank you to the GLA. We've got Paul Harper here from the GLA, representing the GLA, who also gave us money. I don't think there's anybody from the Stride. So these are funders, Southwark Council.
I've known Nicholas, oh God, 30, maybe 30 something years, I think. His mindset from day one has always been like his agenda. Like he's always been about the community. He's always been about uplifting. He's always been, and when I say uplifting people, not necessarily just black or brown people, but uplifting his community. So it's everybody that's included in it. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's always fought the good fight. He's always been a man that he's fought the good fight and putting that hard work, that tenacity to achieve the goal that.
You come here, and as they say in the streets, you coach. Because you know what, even I will kick you out. Because the whole point is about getting people to come out of their comfort zone. For us to challenge developers, to challenge the council to give us spaces. So we want you to come in here, we want you to build relationships. We've got people over there. Is that Susie? We've got Susie from the means. You know, we've got Chris from Peckham. You know, we've got Anu from Community Southwark. And the truth is, Livesey is not about coming here just to do stuff. It's about coming and meeting people and getting things done.
I know that Nicholas and his organisation are more based on doing things that have been asked for, because that's the best way that you can deliver to the community, liaise with the community, be part of the community and see what they're actually asking for, rather than maybe just coming up with what you think they need and then hand it to them.
So I want to see many more projects like this one. Things that are absolutely led and by our community and that are done by people from a broad range of people from across our community. Southwark is this fantastic melting pot of all sorts of different kinds of people with all sorts of skills and passions, and whether that's music and filmmaking, or whether that's food and cooking, or whether it's running activities for the community. And if we just do things that are just trying to do one of those things at a time, much as that's important, you miss the magic of bringing people together to do.
Yes. My name is Nicholas Okrulu. I'm a resident of the Old Kent Road for the last 30 years. Came here in 1993. Late 1993. From Lambeth. At the time, flats around here were classified as hard to let. So in a way, some were literally begging for people to move in, not like now where you have to kind of like fight.
He is a source of inspiration to me. I am lucky to call him my friend, and I wish him the best of luck, and I'm out here to celebrate what he's done and his achievement. This is a multicultural space, diverse space, so come along and support.
Lonely in a new city. I had recently moved here, and obviously COVID was challenging in terms of making new friends, so it became a space where I made a lot of really important relationships, so that was a huge impact on me and really made London home. I think that probably that's going to be what this space does for people.
He's just taken on so much work, created so many channels and created so many meaningful relationships in all kinds of areas, whether it's a local authority, with to the community, and I've just basically been a cheerleader. That's what I can claim.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Nicholas. That's all I can say, you know. I'm proud of you. And to be honest, I want to watch this space, you know, kind of develop, you know, self-sustain itself. And yeah, you've already left a legacy behind, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna follow in those footsteps, and I know a lot of people are gonna do the same thing as well. So, congratulations.
I think it's even more important to see this kind of proof of concepts now, because when we look back now and we look at the gentrification, the exclusion of communities from their own home areas, I think this is one of those things which you can describe as, you know, a beacon about how things could be. It doesn't have to be the current way where we're going, where we're becoming very much more excluded, we're becoming more marginalised. This demonstrates there is ability to push back.
Livesey Exchange and Pempeople is really about getting local people to resolve the issues in their community.
It's difficult for me to gauge. I know the community needs buildings. Quite often community buildings have the lease spent on them, and sometimes, you know, if you go to a cheap building, that's not going to make you feel great. When you go to a building that's been well built, that looks nice, that looks plush, I think the community can take heart from that. You know, they go, you know, that's a place that we've got, which isn't the worst end of the stick, you know. And so I hope that that gives rise to an idea of, yes, we can, you know, we can do something, we can do it well.
I come from a very proud family, and I think I remember telling my mum that somebody beat me in school, and she beat me and told me, don't ever come home and tell me that. So I think the next day, I kind of stood up to my bullies and literally became one of the toughest boys in the school, and then became a protector of everybody else. And you got to sit and remember in those days, you know, there wasn't as many Afro-Caribbean children in the schools as there were today. So I'm always become a protector of people and also of my brothers and sisters.
What I see of this place is that it's a great space to bring the community together, and that's the important thing. And it's also inspiring the younger generation that's coming up through this as well. This brings a whole sense of that meaning of this sense of place for belonging and where we can be and belong, which is really important.
Yeah, he just seemed like someone that was just, you know, really genuinely trying to, as he says, empower people to do great things, especially in Southwark. Often there's a lot of opportunities, but a lot of people are not aware of them. So what kind of struck me with Nicholas was that he was very much do for self, very proactive. You know, he was like, if you have an idea, go apply for funding. You know, yeah, I've been in the art space. I've worked in institutions, and I've worked in different heritage sectors. So it was interesting to see someone that was passionate. Wasn't an artist himself as such, but was passionate to help artists.
This area originally was named after George Livesey, who set up the Metropolitan. He was an engineer and chairman for the Metropolitan Gas Works company, which is just down the road. So the area was called Livesey, and also if you go down Commercial Way, you'll see a number of cottages that were built for the workers for the Livesey Exchange, for the gas works. And he was also a philanthropist that cared about, you know, his local community and his workers. And I think for me it was important in terms of how we symbolised that into the current realm of what we're doing. So because of that I named this, and also because of the name of the ward, I named it the Livesey Exchange. And the exchange really is about, as I mentioned earlier, about different people coming together, sharing different ideas, facilitating and resolving various issues as a community. And I think for me that's always been the number one factor.
I live on my own, so I'm hopefully that this will bring me some comfort, that I can come down, talk to people, maybe learn something, do an exercise class, learn some weaving. But I'm really interested, and I'd like to say thank you to Nicholas for doing this for the community. And for everyone else that's here, thank you.
His voice was louder. He's allowed himself to be in spaces which has had a physical as well as a mental impact on him personally. And I think he's showing he's resilient by showing like actually you can make change, but the process can be also very challenging. I think, as I said earlier, whether this process.
I've known Nicholas for about, it must be like 9 years now, maybe 8 years. We actually first met when I used to study in Camberwell College of Arts, and one time I was coming back home and I saw his shop, the pop-up shop that he used to have on Peckham High Street. And I saw his sort of like printed t-shirts, and I wanted to get one actually. So I went inside, asked him for like how much the t-shirt was, and started asking him about what he does. And then he started telling me about all these workshops and everything he does for the community, which I found fascinating from the start.
And where, you know, making anything at home or is just kind of impossible for most people because there's just no space and you're just renting a room. So like, you know, just finding someone that, you know, finding a space and with like-minded individuals that want to do something interesting is just really unique and very special. It takes a lot of work, but we're really happy to, you know, be a part of this.
We are all proud. It's amazing. This is a new beginning, and we just wish the best. It's an opportunity for everyone. Just take the chance and just come and express yourself. This space is going to actually change the entire world, not even London, not even Southwark, the world.
And this is something I was looking forward to kind of coming here and getting more connected with people around.
If we've got one, say like in Brixton, we want to bring that network in and kind of to connect accordingly. So it would be good to have a similar type of situation or similar type of focal points in Brixton. Basically within our communities, right, as networking type areas, because then that way you expand the network. Because at the moment you've got the focal point, which is the keynote, it's bang in the middle of like Oldgate Road. But I think the more the merrier that we have, and I think that can only come via dialogue and you know, talk to people like Nikki, and obviously the investment that comes along with that.
Brilliant. I remember from starting the crowdfunding, I remember going to the council rejections, and him keep going and going and going. I mean, look, he's the only person that's brought a royal family to Peckham, or Peckham, whatever you want to call it. Nobody else has done that, alright? This man, his mindset is just, basically, why not? I can do it. And that's something I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they say about, as a person,
you got to sit and think. I've been on this journey for more than 10 to 15 years. You know, from when I sat and thought about the initial LIP project, which stands for the Livesey Improvement Project. That's what I was calling it in the beginning, because I like acronyms and shortcuts. You know, so I was going to call it LIP, Livesey Improvement Project, named after the ward originally. Before it became Oldgate Road, it was called the Livesey Ward. And probably about 7 years in, I remember my mum saying to me, this thing that you're doing, it doesn't make sense, and it never seems to finish. And I think I kind of got upset when that was said, but you know, me and my mum, we've been on this long journey together, you know, and I think even though she didn't really understand it, you know, there's been flashes where she's seen bits and pieces of what I do. So for example, the last time I brought her down here, you know, just took her out down on Oldgate Road, when I organised when Prince Charles or King Charles and Camilla came, you know, and then to come here on Oldgate Road on the opposite side of the road.
I think for me personally, I guess I'm looking forward mostly to the events and just having sort of a cafe, a neighbourhood cafe nearby, because there isn't really that much of it, and I work from home, so yeah, it'll just be nice to hang out here, I think.
There are a couple of different rooms with a couple of different kind of intended purposes, and I think the combination of workshops and kitchens and art spaces and cafes and sort of even kind of offices for rent is, I think it really has the effect of bringing kind of people together and feeling more like you're invested into what's happening around.
This place is needed because it's a stopping place, it's a place of gathering, it's a place where community events can take place. It's an event that I can imagine
And it was a beautiful project to work on with Nicholas to just share and showcase his incredible creatives, but also just celebrate the area of Old Kent Road and its beautiful history that it has, and how it wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people involved. And I'm incredibly excited for LEX2 and how many more incredible artists and creatives and individuals are going to pop up from this space.
It has to sustain itself, and I don't want us to be like Oliver going back to Sir and asking for more. And I think it needs to be at that standard where this needs to be one of those first buildings where you can turn around and say, yes, you know, this is a community building built by the community for the community, not just built by an institution for the community or built by the council for the community, but built by the community for the community. You know, on that note, I do want to say a big thank you to Southwark Council, you know, for believing in us, also to the Mayor's office, for also against it with us, Airbnb, who else? Southwark, Mayor of London, TFMC, What If Projects, but also, the wider community for believing in who we are and what we do. I had a croissant, I don't only want to be eating croissant and a coffee.
All right. And